Hi, this is Will with My Spiritual Clarity, and this video is about the Helper's Paradox and a new way that it can show up. I'm kind of calling it level two. So the Helper's Paradox is, or states that the more that you need to help, the less able you are to help. So often I see this with healers, coaches, therapists, light workers, holistic businesses, that they'll, discount their services to try to help, or they will offer lots of advice, well-meaning advice, but when it wasn't necessarily asked for, or they will overgive sometimes with family and friends, and it ends up kicking them in the butt because they're not able to focus on their business and their work. So the helper's paradox comes up in many, many ways, and it simply says that the more you need to help, the less able you are to help. Another great example from my earlier days in the nonprofit sector is, and this is a classic example, well-meaning, usually white people would come into a village in somewhere like Africa or Asia, and we'd say, "Oh, we know what you need. You need clean drinking water." So we build a well in the middle of the town or village. And turns out that has a very bad impact on the town. It might attract unwanted people that come in for the easy access to the water, maybe people that have negative agendas or are violent. And in some instances, it deprived the women of the time that they got to all walk down to the river together to collect water, and that was a community building time. So we thought we knew what they needed. It was a need to help. We didn't listen first. We didn't connect first. We thought we knew what we should do. We needed to help, and that destroyed our ability to help. So the way that this can show up in level two, I just had a great example of. I was working with a client, a very experienced healer, energy worker. She's doing brilliantly in her work, and she's partnered with someone to put on a program. And she noticed that this person has some this collaborative partner. I'm trying to not give any details that no one has any idea who it is, so forgive me if I stumble in telling you the story. She didn't want to overhelp this person in in their business. And so she wasn't giving much advice. She wasn't giving many ideas or pointers. She really wanted this person to figure it out on her own because she didn't want to just give a fish, so to speak. She didn't want to keep feeding this person with fish. She wanted them to learn how to fish on their own. But I sensed intuitively that the helper's paradox was coming up, and I couldn't figure out why until it clicked. And I asked her the truth question of, it was something like, "Truth, do you know what's best for this person?" And she said, "Oh, yes, I do." She realized for herself that this was the helper's paradox. She didn't want to just help a little bit because she knew that wouldn't really help. That wasn't the final solution. So she wanted to really help. She wanted to help properly. So she wasn't giving answers. She was trying to energetically pull this person into self-sufficiency, self-awareness, and be able to take care of herself fully. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but if it's a knee-jerk reaction, if it's an unconscious need, as it was for this client, she didn't even realize that it was there. So she wasn't free to choose in the moment to either give an answer, not give an answer, come up with a creative solution, ask a different question. She was stuck on one way of doing it, which was, I need to help this person. And I know what the best way to help is, which is this bigger end result. Very similar to well-meaning Westerners coming into a small village in another part of the world saying, "Oh, we see the future. We know what you really need. You really need sustainable clean water. So we know what you need," without listening, without actually being open to any or multiple possibilities. So if this has shown up for you, if the helper's paradox has shown up for you, some of the ways you can know are if you feel kind of that knee-jerk need where you're pulled in. That's one really great way to know. I still have it come up in client sessions sometimes where I'll feel pulled in or I need, oh, hold on, lean back, pull the energy, reconnect, reestablish connection with this person and find out what really needs to happen. And the second thing you can do is to identify the specific belief that's behind it and clear that belief. Now, if you want to get really detailed and really specific, you might want to book a session with me or sign up for one of my group programs. But to get you started, what you can do is listen to the voice in your head and see what words it says. Something like, "Oh, this person needs me," or "Oh, this person's not doing very well," or "Oh, I know." You put it into a belief clearing format. So the belief that I know what's best, I know the answer, or I know fill in the blank. That belief, would I be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? And I go in other videos, I go into detail in describing that sentence and where it came from and how it works and why those words in particular. But for now, you can work on that if you notice the helper's paradox coming up for you. This video is the helper's paradox kind of take two or level two. It's the next level. Maybe there'll be 10 levels, who knows? I hope it's been helpful. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'd love to hear from you. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.